Welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. Of this time is HAAK or HAAK or however that is pronounced. Um, not sure if this. I don't think this stands for anything because HAAK is the titular character, like your player character. HAAK is a Metrovania platformer. As the mysterious wanderer HAAK, you embarked on an epic expedition across the vast cyber wasteland to find your lost brother, explore deserted cities and metro, redefine your weapon or refine your weapons and hack skills, and uncover the secrets behind the metal in the dust. Right. It is not kidding. And yeah, both of my games had a cyberpunk theme this week. Although this one is definitely a lot more serious. Like, I wouldn't say it's 100% serious, but it's definitely a lot more comedic or a lot less comedic than the one with the talking animals in it. And this Metroidvania really puts emphasis on, let's see, the Metroid part of things. I would say specifically Metroid Dread with its initial weapons. Maybe not so much like your starting weapons. When you do get them, you actually spend quite a bit of time without weapons. It's just you jump. And
like evasively, not like Mario.
Yeah, both I would say actually. That's another thing. The emphasis on this Metroidvania is a strange one, in that, yeah, it's got all the accoutrements you'd expect, but it's also quite big on actual platforming challenges.
I meant more like how Mario beats things by jumping on them.
Right, none of that. But yeah, you get a short, you get a melee blade of some kind. Like, not exactly sure if they ever defined what that was. And like the showcase weapon, I'd say, is the grapple hook. As it's not just a weapon, it's a traversal tool.
But it is a weapon?
Yes. You can even upgrade it. Like the third attack you get is the charged attack, which is a couple of levels in. Like, my play session did end at this at this timed action sequence that I ran out of time to actually get through, not just internally, but also, ran out of time to play the game. But, and it, like I said, it does the Metroid stuff. It's also, I'd say, a fair bit more difficult than your average Metroidvania. Like, this game will give you a sweat. Now, it's why I'd say, like, if this were a Metroid game, it would be Metroid Dread. Also because, like, the grapple hook is done like Metroid Dread's cannon fire, I think.
Grapple beam.
Yeah, like grafted to the right analog. The right analog stick, which means, unfortunately, you use the left analog stick for movement, which is less than ideal. I believe this was a problem in Metroid Dread as well, because
Metroid Dread is very unforgiving about the number of button combos it uses.
Well, I mean, it's not so much button combos, it's using an analog stick for a 2D game versus the D-pad. And this game does use the D-pad, or at least the up portion for the map. Like, and you'll get some other standard moves like the dash and the slide. But this isn't perhaps going for innovation's sake, but it is all put together mostly very solidly. In fact, I'd say this is one of the best games I've played all year. given the amount of games we play in a given year, that is no small praise. It's got this gorgeous pixel art style. The music is minimal but notable as well. Like it's actually a lot less ambient than a lot of other Metroidvania games I've played, which is, it's kind of this low droning that's the main track. I don't know. I'm actually impressed with they made it. They made it background noise but distinctive, which is not an easy thing to do. Yeah. So another thing, there is a skill system in that you are coaxed to buy like these special items to make the game easier via special coins, but they will decrease your rank. Like, the annoying thing is, like, when you die about every couple of turns in the full game, this fucking cybernetic lady comes on to advertise, do you want to use one of these? And I'm like, no. And I keep having to block her. Because I'm like, look, this game is difficult, and it usually takes a couple of tries to get down to the patterns and shit. Like, and, there's also a whole bunch of hidden shit, like music CDs and various pre-apocalypse ephemera kind of thing. Of course, you're not going to be able to explore everywhere and find everything your first go around. Like I said, in terms of like pure mechanics, this is pretty standard. In its execution and gameplay, it's pretty impressive. In fact, it's a crying shame that more people aren't talking about this one. I'd put it right next to Hunter X in terms of really, really great side-scrolling platform games that have obvious influence that more people need to talk about. I wish we had that reach, but we don't. Anyway, so the game will clock in at $17.99, and I would say it's definitely worth it. It's gonna keep you occupied. I'm not exactly sure how long you'll be able to get it whittled down to, but your first go, you're gonna be spending some time in this game. Like, right. So, any questions, comments, or concerns?
It looks kind of dark. Did they manage to keep the mechanical and aesthetic components of that balanced?
Yes, because like the important shit's very glowy. That's a classic cyberpunk trait right there, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That's all that comes to mind at the moment.
I think I'm good.
All right. So yeah, one of the best of the year. Hopefully it gets more traction. And that'll about do it for HAAK. And indeed, this will about do it for the review session. The week ahead. So let me see here if I can get onto the right scheduling page. Okay, right. So on Wednesday, October 19th, hopefully, we're going to sort of have Blue Isle Studios on the program. I think I mentioned this when we were signing off last week, but so Blue Isle Studios is interested in an interview. They don't really have the time to appear on the program, so I sent in some email questions. We're going to see how this works out. It is, if nothing else, a bold experiment. Let's see, a new installment.
Which is much better than an italics experiment.
Yes. Thank you. Or underline, for that matter.
Strike through is right out.
Let's see. A new episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents is planned, and hopefully Mac will be there this time.
Would be nice.
And let's see, no Friday show this week. Let me make sure. Yeah, no Friday show. No Friday show for the next 2 weeks. So,
Oh boy.
and
I
let's
get
see.
to sleep in.
And yeah, that is the week ahead. So until Wednesday, I shall wish you good gaming.